Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. You will not believe what's happening behind the scenes in the NFL for the 2025 season. The Raiders have just reinforced their defensive line in a way nobody expected. And the name that's causing a real frenzy among fans and experts alike is JADEVEON Clowney. Yes, the very same Clowney who has shaken the NFL with incredible plays and devastating sacks is now officially wearing the silver and black uniform. His arrival isn't just a whim. It's a strategic move that completely changes the defensive dynamics of the team. Imagine the potential for quarterback pressure skyrocketing, with the Raiders already having a solid defense, gaining an edge rusher capable of deciding games on his own. Insider chatter suggests that the coaching staff and general manager were looking for someone with experience, immediate impact, and a leadership presence in the locker room, and Clowney fits the bill perfectly. Fans, naturally, are buzzing with excitement, sharing videos of his historic plays, creating memes, and speculating about how he will combine with the young talent emerging in the defense. This is the kind of signing that stirs the fans' hearts and also rattles opponents, who now have to think twice before attacking the edge side. Social media is on fire, and rumors of potential spectacular plays for the season are already flooding timelines. Every post and comment seems to anticipate that we are about to witness a defensive era unlike anything in the Raiders' recent history. If you love aggressive defense, this news is basically an invitation to prepare your screams and adrenaline for the first game of the season. It's not every day that a player of this caliber switches teams, promising to shake up the entire league, and the anticipation is palpable in every discussion, every analysis, and every sports program covering this topic. Now, think about how this affects the rest of the roster. Having Clowney as the defensive reference point completely changes how opponents plan their plays. Offensive linemen will have to pay double attention, quarterbacks will feel constant pressure, and this opens space for other defensive linemen to shine even more. The psychological impact is massive. It's not just about stats, it's about intimidation and presence on the field. In practice, insiders say he has already begun mentoring younger players, showing techniques for positioning, timing, and reading plays. This practical experience goes beyond numbers. It's a learning process for those starting out in the NFL. Sports analysts are already pointing out that the Raiders now have the potential to change games with turnovers, sacks, and relentless pressure, which could directly translate into crucial wins. The American media, of course, is fueling the narrative that this signing could be the turning point for the team in 2025. Some of the most optimistic fans are even dreaming of playoffs, and anyone who follows football knows this is not just excitement. It's analysis based on Clowney's ability to change the pace of a game. Moreover, rumors suggest that he was given total freedom to shape the position to his style, which increases the expectation for decisive plays. It's as if the Raiders have lit a warning signal to the entire league. Beware, danger now comes from the edge, and his name is JADEVEON Clowney. The anticipation is so intense that every practice, appearance, and interview already creates buzz about how he will fit into the defensive scheme, keeping fans, commentators, and rivals completely hooked. The mood is one of curiosity and suspense, as if everyone is about to witness a defensive spectacle that could redefine the entire season. Clowney is at the center of this story, ready to turn potential into game-changing impact. And the most interesting part is how this signing could influence the locker room dynamics. Clowney is known not just for his talent, but for his charisma and leadership ability. Within the Raiders, rumors indicate that he has already begun interacting with young talents, advising them on both on-field and off-field mindset, game reading strategies, and most importantly, winning mentality. Anyone closely following the NFL knows that having a veteran of this caliber is a game changer because the presence of someone who has played at the highest level and takes on every challenge with intensity serves as inspiration and motivation for the entire team. This influence can directly affect collective performance, because younger players tend to raise their standards when they have a reference so close, especially in critical positions like pass rush. Sports experts have already begun analyzing how this chemistry between veterans and rookies can result in a more aggressive, faster, and smarter defense. And this only raises expectations for the 2025 season. Additionally, the buzz among fans indicates that Clowney's arrival is not just a signing, but a signal of the Raiders' ambition, showing their determination to compete for conference titles and, perhaps, the Super Bowl. Social media discussions show every highlight of his past plays is analyzed minutely, as if everyone is trying to predict his immediate impact on the defense. The suspense grows because nobody knows exactly how he will be used, but everyone is eager to find out. Combining talent, experience, and leadership, Clowney has the potential to become the centerpiece of a defense that could be the most feared in the league, and the Raiders seem to have made a huge strategic move. Rumors suggest rival coaches have already started studying his old games, looking for patterns and anticipating moves, proving how his mere presence alters the entire NFL landscape. Every bit of news adds to the anticipation, turning this signing into a true media phenomenon, and we are witnessing the construction of what could be a historically dominant defense. Still riding the wave of rumors and speculation, it's impossible to ignore how Clowney's arrival could impact opposing offensive strategies. Every team facing the Raiders will have to prepare to handle an edge rusher who combines strength, technique, and tactical intelligence, completely changing the way offensive lines plan their blocks. Rumors indicate that rival quarterbacks already feel pressure before the snap, and expectations are that turnovers and sacks will increase significantly. Fans, naturally, thrive on this kind of suspense. Every defensive play becomes subject to analysis and debate on social media, and the narrative that the Raiders' defense will be nearly impenetrable in 2025 is gaining momentum. Some sports analysts have even suggested that this move could redefine the edge position standard in the NFL, and that Clowney might serve as a benchmark for future high-impact signings. Behind the scenes, he is reportedly dedicating himself to understanding the team's defensive scheme, adjusting positioning, learning routines, and clearly showing that he didn't come just to play, but to lead and transform. This leadership presence is a factor that cannot be underestimated because it influences the team's collective mentality. Rumors also suggest Clowney's arrival could influence future team signings. Players across the NFL know that having a high-impact leader in the defense raises the standard for everyone involved. Management could leverage his presence to attract new talent, showing that the team is competitive, structured, and ambitious. Fans, on the other hand, have already started imagining combinations of defensive plays that could be legendary in 2025. The pressure on opponents increases not only because of his on-field talent, but also because of the psychological fear of facing someone who can completely shift the outcome of a game with a single move. Inside sources say the coaching staff is excited about testing different strategies, using Clowney's experience to adjust formations and positioning based on the opponent. Video analysis of past plays, interviews, and historic games has become part of planning, showing that this signing combines talent, intelligence, and psychological impact. Sports experts are discussing in detail how he could be used in different scenarios, from aggressive blitzes to strategic coverage in crucial moments. The buzz is constant, and every new practice update or positional adjustment generates waves of comments, predictions, and debates, proving that his presence is impossible to ignore. Clowney is not just another edge rusher. He represents a calculated move to elevate the team to a competitive and intimidating level. Fans and experts alike feel that every new rumor could signal the start of a memorable defensive season. The sports media, naturally, is not wasting time. Rumors and analyses of Clowney's signing are spreading across newspapers, TV shows, and especially digital channels. Highlights, detailed stats, and expert commentary multiply, reinforcing the narrative that the Raiders are about to become a defensive powerhouse. Every post fuels fans' excitement and opponents' concern, creating a continuous atmosphere of suspense and anticipation. Comments on social media, Memes and forum discussions indicate that Clowney's name is trending, and every move he makes, practice, interview, or interaction with teammates is scrutinized. Behind the scenes, he is reportedly adapting to the team's system, studying plays, adjusting positioning, and integrating into the defensive culture. This not only enhances tactical efficiency, but also establishes Clowney as a locker room reference, guiding younger players and inspiring those around him. Expectations are so high that every 2025 game could hinge on his presence, and the media exploits this suspense to the fullest. Every rumor and update creates a narrative of transformation, proving that we are witnessing something bigger than a signing, a strategic move capable of changing the trajectory of the team and its defense. The impact of Clowney's signing is also felt among fans, who endlessly theorize, analyze past plays, and imagine potential defensive combinations. Rumors indicate he will have freedom to explore his creativity on the field, generating anticipation for spectacular plays, decisive sacks, and unexpected turnovers. The narrative forming is of a relentless defense capable of intimidating any opponent, which amplifies the buzz across social media, blogs, and expert channels. Additionally, speculation suggests his presence will allow tactical adjustments that turn situations like third downs and red zones into opportunities for total dominance. Fans cannot wait to watch every game, every play, and every highlight, while opponents start studying his every move to try to neutralize his impact. The psychological pressure he exerts is as significant as his physical talent, further elevating the importance of his signing. The expectation is that Clowney will not just play but dictate the defense's rhythm, serve as a reference for younger players, and transform the team's mentality. Rumors indicate management sees him not only as an impact player but also as a catalyst to attract new talent and solidify the Raiders' defensive philosophy, creating a positive ripple effect that could last for multiple seasons. The excitement is massive, and fans feel like they are about to witness a historic defense in action. Conversations among analysts and fans remain intense, with rumors about how Clowney will be used in every situation, formation, and critical play. The expectation is that his arrival will create a domino effect, strengthening the entire defense, impacting linebackers, safeties, and even the secondary. Every analysis details possibilities for blitzes, coverage, and strategic movements that could surprise opponents and make the Raiders unpredictable and feared. Rumors indicate the coaching staff is already planning to exploit his versatility, making him a key player in crucial decisions and high-risk plays. Fans are ecstatic, and every detail shared about practices, interviews, or tactical adjustments fuels the narrative that the Raiders' defense will be almost impenetrable in 2025. Experts highlight that Clowney's presence adds not only physical talent, but also game intelligence, leadership, and the ability to inspire teammates. This combination creates a scenario of maximum anticipation, where each game could become historic. Behind the scenes, insiders say his integration with young talent is ongoing, making him a mentor and reference, further amplifying the team's collective impact. Every new rumor increases excitement, and the narrative of a dominant defense solidifies, proving that this is much more than a signing. It's a strategic shift capable of transforming the team's future. Finally, speculation focuses on the effect Clowney will have on the franchise's image and the NFL as a whole. Rumors suggest his signing places the Raiders on a national spotlight, attracting media, fans, and future talent. Every game is expected to be closely watched, every play analyzed, and every sack featured in sports programs. Analysts are already speculating on how his presence could redefine edge rusher standards across the league, influencing future signings and defensive strategies of other teams. Fans are ecstatic, sharing old clips and debating future possibilities, while the coaching staff leverages the moment to plan innovative formations. The overall feeling is that Clowney's arrival is more than a reinforcement. It's a move that promises to shake foundations, inspire young talent, and completely transform the Raiders' defense. Every rumor feeds this narrative, creating constant buzz that keeps everyone on edge, eagerly awaiting the 2025 season, with promises of epic moments, unforgettable plays, and a defense that might be historic. The buzz surrounding Clowney's presence in the Raiders' defense only intensifies as we approach the 2025 season. Rumors indicate that his influence will not be limited to the field, but will permeate the locker room, practices, and even the team's strategic meetings. Insiders suggest he has already begun engaging with coaches and younger players, sharing insights about reading offensive formations, timing rushes, and exploiting weaknesses in opposing lines. The anticipation among fans is palpable. Every highlight from his past career is dissected and speculated upon, as if predicting exactly how he will impact upcoming games. Analysts are theorizing about which offensive schemes will be most vulnerable to his edge-rushing capabilities, and even veteran quarterbacks are reportedly reviewing his previous matchups to prepare. Rumors also suggest that Clowney's presence could redefine the Raiders' defensive philosophy entirely. With a player of his caliber, the coaching staff has the opportunity to implement strategies previously considered too risky or complex. Speculation is rampant about how they might use him to create unpredictable blitzes, disguised coverages, and sudden positional switches that can dismantle opposing offenses. Insider chatter indicates that practices are already featuring experimental formations, with Clowney testing new angles and timing, effectively allowing the Raiders to rehearse a wide variety of scenarios that could be deployed in real games. Fans eagerly dissect these rumors, imagining his sacks, forced fumbles, and coverage drops that could turn key moments into game-changing events. Analysts note that his ability to read plays before they fully develop gives the Raiders a unique advantage, enabling rotations and pressures that few teams can anticipate. There is also discussion about the mentoring effect he will have on younger defensive linemen, who can now observe a professional of elite skill executing moves with precision and intelligence. This combination of raw talent and strategic thinking makes Clowney not just a player, but a tactical asset, and rumors suggest the Raiders plan to use him as a cornerstone for multiple defensive packages. Social media speculation is relentless, with fans theorizing about the ways Clowney's presence will force opposing coordinators to rethink their game plans. The narrative is clear. The 2025 Raiders defense could be transformed from effective to historically dominant, with Clowney at its center. Each report, rumor, and analysis adds layers to the story, creating an air of suspense and anticipation that is hard to match in professional sports. This is the kind of signing that generates headlines even before the first snap of the season, and Clowney is positioned to redefine expectations for defensive play in the NFL. Another intriguing angle is the psychological effect Clowney will have on opponents. Rumors indicate that offensive linemen and quarterbacks will approach games against the Raiders with heightened awareness, adjusting their strategies to anticipate his speed, strength, and ability to read plays in real time. Analysts speculate that this pressure alone could cause hesitation, forcing mistakes and turnovers even before physical contact occurs. Fans are already imagining the moments when Clowney's mere presence disrupts rhythm, as if the game itself bends to his will on the edge. Insider sources hint at ongoing sessions where the Raiders coaching staff is designing simulations specifically to exploit Clowney's instincts and leverage them to create opportunities for teammates. There is talk about his adaptability, how he can respond to offensive adjustments mid-play, and how his intelligence enhances every aspect of defensive execution. Social media conversations reflect this excitement, with debates over how many sacks, hurries, and turnovers he might generate, and speculation about which rival quarterbacks will struggle the most. Observers are captivated by the idea that one player could influence the flow of an entire game, shaping momentum and creating pressure situations for opponents. Rumors also point to his involvement in mentoring the younger pass rushers, transmitting his knowledge of angles, leverage, and timing. The effect is expected to be both immediate and long-term, transforming the Raiders' defensive unit into a system of intimidation, precision, and chaos for any offensive scheme. Fans, analysts, and even rival teams are paying attention, fully aware that Clowney's arrival is more than talent. it is a psychological weapon. The impact on media narratives is just as intense. Rumors suggest that every training camp highlight, every interview, and every preseason update will be dissected for clues about how Clowney will influence games. Channels, podcasts, and blogs have already begun building storylines around his presence, predicting the rise of a Raiders defense that dominate headlines. Fans are creating content, debating possible sack counts, highlight reels, and the future of the team with him as the focal point. Analysts highlight his unique combination of size, speed, and game intelligence, speculating how it will allow the Raiders to execute strategies that would have been impossible without such a talent. Insider chatter also suggests that coordinators are experimenting with new positions and coverage schemes that integrate Clowney, ensuring that his versatility is maximized and that opponents cannot easily anticipate plays. The excitement is not just about the physicality he brings, but the tactical advantage he provides both on and off the field. Fans share clips of past seasons, analyzing patterns and imagining how Clowney could exploit them against current NFL lineups. Social media is a constant buzz, reflecting the growing anticipation for his first impact moments in games. Rumors indicate that the franchise views his presence as a catalyst for cultural change, leadership development, and long-term defensive dominance. Every report reinforces the story of a team transforming into a defensive powerhouse, capable of controlling games in unprecedented ways. Analysts predict that rival teams are studying every move, every tweet, every practice detail, and strategizing how to respond, showing how Clowney has already altered the NFL landscape without having even played a snap in the 2025 season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In addition to tactical considerations, rumors suggest Clowney's influence extends to team morale. Insider sources report that his mentorship, energy, and guidance are already having a positive effect on rookies and young defensive players, raising confidence levels and refining skills. Analysts predict that his presence could lead to fewer mistakes, more strategic awareness, and greater overall performance from teammates. Fans speculate on how this leadership could turn the Raiders into a cohesive unit capable of sustaining high-level play throughout the season. Reports indicate that even seasoned players are responding to his influence, adjusting techniques, and approaching plays with renewed focus. Social media discussions are filled with hypothetical scenarios, imagining how Clowney will change the outcomes of critical games, providing inspiration and motivation for the entire roster. Insider chatter emphasizes that his experience in high-pressure situations makes him a source of wisdom in tense moments, guiding defensive calls and helping to anticipate opponents' tactics. Speculation continues around Clowney's potential to draw future talent to the Raiders. Rumors indicate that having a player of his stature and influence will make the team more attractive to free agents, particularly defensive players seeking mentorship and exposure. Analysts predict that this could lead to a cascade of signings that strengthen the Raiders' defensive depth and overall competitiveness. Fans are creating content imagining dream lineups and defensive rotations, speculating on how Clowney could synergize with new additions. Insider sources suggest that coordinators are already planning flexible packages to exploit Clowney's versatility while providing opportunities for future stars to flourish. The psychological impact on opponents is amplified by the thought of facing a defense enhanced by both his presence and the ripple effect of talent he attracts. Social media conversations speculate on how rival teams will attempt to counter a Clowney-led defense, with hashtags, memes, and discussion threads buzzing with anticipation. Analysts highlight that his leadership and example set a standard that encourages consistency, professionalism, and heightened performance from the entire roster. Rumors emphasize that the Raiders see him as a long-term investment, capable of elevating the franchise's culture, reputation, and tactical capabilities for years to come. Fans are entranced by the prospect of a multi-season influence that reshapes the team's identity, transforming the Raiders' defense into a feared force across the NFL. Each discussion Each rumor and each analysis reinforces the notion that Clowney is central to a story that extends far beyond a single season. The narrative surrounding Clowney also emphasizes his potential to change in-game dynamics instantly. Rumors suggest that his quickness, anticipation, and raw power could alter momentum in critical moments, forcing turnovers or creating sacks that swing games. Analysts are dissecting past matchups, highlighting moments where his interventions changed outcomes, and speculating how similar plays will occur with the Raiders' current roster. Fans eagerly debate how many games could be affected, creating a collective sense of suspense that intensifies each week. Insider reports indicate that practice sessions are focusing on high-pressure scenarios to prepare Clowney for maximum impact. This attention to detail demonstrates how integral he is expected to be in controlling the tempo and psychology of opponents. Social media thrives on hypothetical scenarios, with threads dedicated to imagining every possible game-changing play he might make. Analysts emphasize that Clowney's impact is as much strategic as it is physical, offering the coaching staff a versatile tool for various situations. Rumors suggest that defensive schemes will be adjusted around his skill set, ensuring he remains a disruptive force. Fans, media, and analysts alike anticipate a season where Clowney is not just a player, but a central figure in defining the Raiders' defensive identity and performance. Every detail shared fuels the narrative, intensifying excitement and speculation. Reports also speculate on Clowney's ability to mentor defensive linemen and enhance overall team cohesion. Rumors indicate that his knowledge transfer is already benefiting younger players, allowing them to improve timing, leverage, and situational awareness. Analysts predict that this will translate into measurable improvements in sacks, pressures, and forced errors. Fans envision a unit operating like a well-oiled machine, with Clowney orchestrating plays both on and off the field. Insider chatter suggests that his leadership extends to pre-game preparation, film study sessions, and practice strategies, instilling confidence and consistency throughout the defense. Social media discussion highlights how Clowney's presence alone elevates the perception of the Raiders, turning every defensive snap into a spectacle of anticipation. Analysts argue that this leadership and mentoring capacity can shape the trajectory of younger talents, producing a lasting effect beyond individual statistics. Rumors emphasize that his integration into team culture is designed to maximize collective performance, ensuring that his influence benefits the entire roster. Fans, commentators, and rivals alike are tracking each update, creating a pervasive sense that Clowney is not merely an addition to the lineup, but a transformative figure in every sense. His role is shaping up to be central, defining the Raiders' defensive identity for 2025 and potentially for seasons beyond. Finally, speculation centers on how Clowney could redefine the Raiders' legacy. Rumors suggest his signing represents a cultural and tactical shift that will impact every aspect of the defense. Analysts highlight his unique combination of talent, leadership, and strategic insight, noting that it could elevate the team to historically dominant levels. Fans are buzzing with anticipation, imagining sacks, turnovers, and game-changing plays that could define the season. Insider sources indicate that his approach to preparation, mentoring, and execution will influence teammates, coaching staff, and even the perception of the Raiders across the league. Social media thrives on this narrative, with discussions, memes, and theories proliferating across platforms. Analysts and commentators emphasize that Clowney's presence may inspire a new standard for edge rushers, potentially influencing how other teams build their defenses. Rumors indicate that coordinators are considering unique packages and adjustments tailored to his skill set, further cementing his central role. The excitement is not just about physical prowess, but about the total transformation he brings tactically, psychologically, and culturally. Fans, media, and analysts alike agree. JADEVEON Clowney's arrival is more than a signing. It is the dawn of a new era for the Raiders' defense, one filled with suspense, dominance, and unprecedented anticipation. Each rumor discussion, and highlight reinforces the story that the 2025 Raiders may field a defense that is historically unforgettable, with Clowney leading the charge. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.